Hi, everyone. Attorney Rachel Kelley here with another Family Law Friday. This is a part 2 of the series that we started last week, where we talked about my ex doesn't tell me anything about the kids. What can I do? So this video is not really about, I'm not getting information about the school or I'm not getting information about the doctors. This video is about what happens when your ex does not communicate with you about the day-to-day things that you really need to talk about, especially if you share equal parenting time or joint physical custody and you guys send your kids back and forth pretty routinely. So the first question that you want to answer or you want to ask yourself when you're thinking about this is this the type of issue that I should be going to a court about, that I should get a court order over? How will you know whether it's the type of problem you should get a court order about? Well, typically it's going to be the type of problem you need to get a court order about if it's really impacting your parenting time. So for example, if your ex went out and signed up your kids for ballet and now they're dancing 3-4 times a week, even during your parenting time, and they didn't ask you before they did that, and they're not telling you what that schedule is, and your kids are missing ballet during your week, or your kids are required to go and you can't make it work with your schedule, that's the type of situation where you're probably going to want to meet with an attorney and discuss whether you should get a court order that defines the boundaries of what types of extracurricular activities the kids can do, when they're going to do them, who's going to sign up for them, who's going to pay for them, those kinds of things. But if it is not the type of issue that a court really should consider, because maybe it has more to do with just, hey, my child got a bug bite, or they slipped and fell on the ice and they have a bruise, and their dad didn't tell me about that and then sent them back for parenting time and just didn't say anything to me. That's the type of issue that a court really is not going to be able to solve that problem for you. So if you have a circumstance like that, the very first thing that you want to do if you're in this circumstance, in my opinion, is treat your ex the way that you want to be treated. So, for example, if your child slips and falls on ice and they have a cut or they have a bruise and it's not major, but it's something that certainly the other parent should know about, they're going to notice it during bath time, the child might say something about it, that it hurts, then you definitely want to communicate that to your ex. Like, hey, just so you know, little Johnny fell. He does have a bruise on his knee, but, I monitored it. We gave him some aspirin and we put an ice pack on it and the swelling went down. And, I called the non-emergency and the doctor's office told me that there's no need to bring him in. There's nothing more they can do. So I just wanted you to know that if he says he has an owie, that's what happened. Thanks so much. That's it. That's all I have to do. Now, what I hear a lot from clients and what I have seen quite a bit in these cases from clients is responses from parents who are like, I can't believe you let little Johnny fall on the ice. You're a horrible mother. You weren't paying attention to him like usual. How dare you? Okay. So if that's the response that you get from your ex when you're communicating with them the way that you wish they would communicate to you, then again, a court probably can't fix this problem for you short of changing custody, right? Because this indicates that the person that you're dealing with really doesn't care so much about your child as they do about trying to punish you. So from my perspective, I have a lot of clients who say, I can't say that to them because I already know what their response is going to be. Well, my response to that is, I hope that they respond to you in that way. When you're saying something to them that's about your child, I hope that they give that response to you, and I hope you have it in writing, because when you ultimately have to go back to the court to modify custody, because this situation, if it doesn't improve, is going to lead to a change in custody motion at some point in the future, then you're going to want that evidence that you were trying to be a good co-parent and this is how they responded to you. And if you and your ex have that problem, if this sounds like something that has happened to you or will happen to you, then if you do not already have a court order that says that all your communications should be in writing, you need to get it immediately. That's the next thing you need to focus on. But okay, so let's hope that most parents aren't in that circumstance and you can communicate that way. Think about it. Why are you doing that? You're showing your ex, you are teaching your ex the type of communication that you're going to give them in the hopes that soon they will reciprocate and give that communication back to you. And another tool that can help you in this regard is co-parenting counseling. So on my channel, I've got another great video where Kelsey Howell comes on and talks about parenting time coordination with us. Definitely go check out that video. So if you are considering, this type of issue, or if you feel like you need a parenting time coordinator, you can learn more about it in that video. But as it relates to this type of problem, co-parenting counseling, obviously, you're probably not going to get your ex to just voluntarily agree to co-parenting counseling. But if there's somebody who really is dedicated to making sure that you guys are doing and acting in the best interest of your children together, then you never know what happens if you ask. You might be surprised. And quite frankly, even if you can't get your ex to agree to go to co-parenting counseling with you, there's probably going to be a benefit to you to go to see a co-parenting counselor, even by yourself, so that you can learn some strategies and tools for how to best respond to a co-parent who doesn't really co-parent with you, and how you can make sure that you are appropriately handling the situation without putting your kids in the middle and at risk. Thanks, everyone. I hope this video was helpful. As always, if you have a complicated or high conflict post-divorce situation, give our office a call. We're here to help.